going to watch Lou Duva go crazy now. You're going to watch Lou Duva go.
Yo, how's it going this morning? 8:46 a.m. A video for you all. Top of the title says the top 5 Mexican fighters that are the most feared, right? Simple as that, straight to the point. This is what this video is going to be focused on, right? The top 5 Mexican fighters that are feared by black fighters, right? By black fighters. That's the title, right? Again, if anybody is new to this channel, salute to you. You are saluted. Salute to John Blaze, CCD. Salute to the CCD. Salute to all my friends. This is the What Rep It Combat Sports Network, a network that is unfake, that is fucking real, and beyond anything, it tells the truth and is unabashed. An unabashed proponent of Mexican boxing is number one, because Mexican boxing is number one in my viewpoint, and that's the fucking thing that's happening today. All right. And again, I will say this again. Weight class by weight class, division by division, there is a Mexican fighters or multiple Mexican fighters in the top of the divisions who are an elite fighter in those divisions. That's why Mexican boxing is number one. And by the way, if the boxing apparatus, or the boxing, what we consider the boxing capital of the world, the United States, if it was more fair and if it wasn't biased towards black American fighters, all these Mexican fighters would have belts at this very moment today, but they use the Mexican fighter. For the most part, the Mexican fighter is used as revenue for the rest of the boxers. So they utilize the revenue made off of David Benavidez, the revenue made off of Canelo, the revenue made off of Jaimemungia, the revenue made off of Mauricio Lara, the revenue made off of Emmanuel Navarrete, the revenue made off of Virgil Ortiz. They use all these fighters as revenue for black American fighters who don't have to fight anybody. But I'm going to go into the list as constituted right now first. First off on the list, Canelo Alvarez. Who is he feared by? Canelo Alvarez is feared by Jamal Charlo, a scumbag and a ducker. Jamal Charlo, you're a scumbag and a ducker of fighters, especially Mexican fighter. And who are you ducking? You're ducking the pound for pound number one guy in the fucking world. His name is Canelo Alvarez. No bones, no nothing about it. You are ducking the top fighter, and his name is Canelo Alvarez, right? That is the one that's ducked. He's not only ducked by the man Charlo, he's also ducked by multiple other fighters that we all know, call his name out, and really don't want none of it. Who else? Errol Spence. Errol Spence, an overweight piece of shit, welterweight fighter who literally can fight Canelo Alvarez if he wanted to, but he's ducking him. All he does is call his name for clout. Another man who ducks Canelo Alvarez, the most overrated fighter in boxing right now, along with Spence, is Bud Crawford, an overrated piece of shit who really gets all the hype around here. And guess what? Fuck all your channels and all this, guys. Fuck Blood Boxing, who's a scumbag and a proponent of black boxing. That's all he is, and uses the Mexican public. He uses the Mexican public as tools to gain followers and money. Fuck him and fuck everything he stands for. Again, Virgil Ortiz, another man. The number 2 most ducked fighter is Virgil Ortiz. Why do I have Virgil Ortiz as the number 2 most ducked fighter? First of all, he's at the glamour weight class, which is the 147-pound weight division. I mean, that is the glamour weight class of past. But in this modern era where you got guys like Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, and even these other scumbags like One-Time Thurman that do nothing in boxing, that are piece of shits, and all they do is duck, they are overrated and they're getting paid beyond their means. Fight a man like Virgil, you will be exposed, because Virgil will knock you out with a stiff jab. One of the greatest talents that's coming around in 10 years, and he doesn't get what he needs. He doesn't get the hype he needs. He doesn't get the push he needs, right? By the way, salute to MMA, salute to Sergeant, salute to Jimbo, and salute to Don, who says astonishing list. Yes, it is an astonishing list, right? I am not here propagating false facts. What I'm here is being a real human being in boxing and showing you who my colors are straight up. What are my colors? My colors is the Mexican flag, and my colors is I am from Mexico. My first years in this planet, I was raised in that country. You know what I mean? My grandmother would take me to the fucking market and everything in Mexico, guys. So I am not right here propagating false myths or narratives. I am keeping it 100, and I'm keeping it consistent. Mexican boxing is number 1, and that's what I'm saying because it's factual. Now, here we go into number 3. Number 3 is a man named Jaimemungia. Who is Jaimemungia? Jaimemungia is a devastating fighter from Tijuana who came onto the scene, knocking guys out, fighting an exciting style, winning a title at 154 pounds, the WBO title at a very young age, right? This man is a killer and one of the greatest fighters that exist today, most exciting fighters that exist today. He is being ducked by many fighters, mainly Big Charlo, mainly Bubo Andre, and mainly even some of these other guys like Carlos Adames or these guys that are involved with the PBC. All right. So let me keep on cooking on this, right? All I hear out here in these YouTube streets is that Jaimemungia is doing this or not doing that. No, it's the politics in boxing. What is the politics in boxing today? The politics of boxing is selling your ass to the PBC and selling your ass to Top Rank and selling all your Mexican fighters down the drain for nothing but a pure peeled orange and nothing that go to show for it, guys. No belt, no nothing. Right now, the best 160 pounder in the world is Jaimemungia, and everybody with a brain knows it. The only reason you are saying anything against Jaime is because you are racist and you're a scumbag and you're a piece of shit and you hate Mexican boxing and you hate that it has the ability to be number one in all of facets of sport, of the sport of boxing is what I'm saying, guys, right? And if you hear me amped up, yes, I am amped up this morning because I just dislike seeing injustice, right? I dislike seeing injustice. Salute to Knockout Ned and salute to John Blaze, my brother. Sergeant, obviously, B-Day again, and the Don, right? All right. And again, I'm not here propagating myths. I'm not out here propagating these things and all this other type of fighter to gain views. All I'm doing is keeping it 100 and letting you know what is happening consistently in front of your face. I'm not a liar. That's why the Mexican flag is there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to basically con people. Salute to Rosario, who's in here. All right. Number 4, Emmanuel Navarrete, El Vaquero. He won the title at 122 pounds. He has the most title defenses since 2009. How many title defenses is that? About 10, right? And here we go again with this man, the most feared fighter. Who fears him? Shakur Stevenson, an overrated hype job. Shakur Stevenson, an overrated hype job, fears this man, right? He is feared by all black fighters. And anywhere from 126 to 135, this man is feared. He has the ability, he has the awkwardness, and guess what he does? His specialty is to cook your ass from the outside. If you're on the outside, he will cook your ass. Shakur, you will get KO'd by this man, Emmanuel Navarrete. Salute to pounds, right? He is one of the most feared fighters in boxing. He is what you call the underground pound-for-pound king. Emmanuel Navarrete today is called the underground pound-for-pound king, guys. He is that in regards to boxing. The hipsters know him. You know, everybody who likes boxing knows who this man is, right? He is the underground pound-for-pound king. Emmanuel Navarrete, ducked by Shakur Stevenson and ducked by many black fighter afoot, right? Gary Russell Jr. would get his ass knocked out by this guy, right? Luckily, he's protected by the PBC, and luckily Shakur is protected by Top Rank, who recently just ducked this man Navarrete, right? So we're going with that, and this man is number 4 on my list, Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete, guys. Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete. Number 5. You see the man right there in the middle of this picture I got here? That's Emmanuel. That's Mauricio Lara. What's he doing? He's flexing on you. What's he doing? He's flexing on you. Why is he flexing? He's flexing on you and he's looking at you because he's saying, I will knock you the fuck out, right? Everybody fears this guy. Everybody fears this guy, Mauricio Lara. A young man. What did he do at his young age? He flew over to England. Knocked out Josh Warrington, guys. He knocked out Josh Warrington. What did he get in return? Nothing. He didn't get a belt or anything. All he got was a pat in the back and adulation here and there, but he literally didn't get nothing in return. This man is feared everywhere he steps on. Every part of the ring he steps on, he is feared. And like I said, by black fighters. Another man who fears this man, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, the number 1 ducker of talented Mexican fighters. He is a scumbag. Shakur Stevenson, fight Mauricio Lara. Fight Navarrete. Prove who you are. Prove who you are in this world of boxing. You know, don't get away with getting patted on the back. Don't get away with getting patted on the back by the establishment. You know what I mean? By Bob Arum, by all your little friends on social media, by all the PBC channels like Blood Boxing and these other ones who push Crawford, you know what I mean? Or these BNBs channels and these other sellout channels that are out here. They sold their ass. Fake Mexicans. They're not even from Mexico. They never stepped a foot in Mexico, right? These guys, don't go to those. Go to get your facts from channels like BDA right here, guys. BDA right here, John Blaze, the CCD. Go get your facts from these channels. These are real Mexican channels by real people, right? And they're unabashed. They are who they are. You know what I mean? They're not fake. They're not getting their asses paid by PBC. They're not getting their asses paid by Top Rank. The entire CCD stands for anti-racism, and CCD stands for Mexican boxing is number one. That's why it's hated. Mexican boxing is number one, and you know what? It's a fact. This isn't a myth. This is a fact. You know what I mean? This is a fact, guys. Mexican boxing is number one. And Mauricio Lara, today you are saluted, brother, because you are a killer. I will say this. I've witnessed Mauricio Lara fight live. Let me tell you something about Mauricio Lara. In all the live fights I've witnessed, I have never seen such a sound come off a glove when it hits a man in the body. When this man hits you on the body, it's a different sound. When this man hits you on the jaw, it just sounds different. Mauricio Lara is real. Mauricio Lara is a power puncher. He's one of the most devastating power punchers that exist in boxing today. I would say his power is more than Tank Davis, and I'm not even capping, guys. When this man throws punches, it's violence, it's blood, it's thunder, okay? It's thunder out there. He is number 5 on the most feared fighter at the moment, right? And trust me, this list can go on forever because most Mexican fighters that are A+ are very feared in this world, right? They're very feared in this world. No one wants to face them. You notice a lot of these guys are being ducked by black fighters, right? Virgil, you're being ducked. Virgil, you're being ducked by Bud Crawford and Spence. You know what I mean? Canelo's being ducked by the Charlos and Andrade. Jaime's being ducked by all those same guys. Mauricio Lara and Emmanuel Navarrete, guess what? They're ducked. What did Emmanuel Navarrete do to Dog Bay? He just said, Dog Bay, you're a dog, and knocked them senseless, right? So let's cut the crap, guys. Fight these fighters if you really feel you are if you are better than Mexican boxing. You're not. That's why you're not fighting them. That's why they got these black guys. You know what they call these guys? They call these guys AKA lynchers. That's why they don't want to face them. These guys will lynch anybody they fight on real day-to-day basis. They have power, they have speed, they have a unique style, right? Now, number 6, right? A shout out to David Benavidez, right? A shout out to David Benavidez, right? He's still a young guy. At 168, I will say he is feared. He is considered a boogeyman by many, right? I wouldn't disagree with that. But moreover, he single-handedly submitted many black fighters, right? Who did he submit? Well, he submitted the Charlos. Definitely did that. He definitely submitted Boo Boo Andre, who doesn't want nothing with him, right? He definitely, from what I've seen, has submitted other fighters that don't want none of the smoke or fight with them, right? So that's why he's up here, guys. And we all know the hand speed of this man is serious. The violence is serious. I mean, we can criticize his defense, but guess what? He's undefeated. You know what I mean? The only thing that defeated him is the cocaina. You know, the cocaina defeated him. But there's nothing wrong with that. He's a young guy. He's a partier, right? We all make mistakes. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes in this world. But this man is still on my list of the top 6 most feared Mexican fighters, and mostly feared by black Americans for the most part, right? I just wish Canelo got his hands on one of the Charlos. I just wish David Benavidez fought a Charlo on Andre, right? What would he do? It would body him. I just wish Jaime got those fights. They're not going to make them. They know what an A+ fighter is. But you know what they can do? They can talk shit on the internet about Jaimemungia. They could talk shit on the internet about Emmanuel Navarrete. They could talk shit on the internet about Mauricio Lara. They could talk shit on the internet about all these guys. You know what I mean? But they're ducks. They're ducks. No gallo in them, brother. And I still haven't even got to the 115 or the 122 pound, because there's a lot of guys ducking some of my favorite fighters in those divisions too. What are we gonna say, guys? What about Brandon Figueroa? You know what I mean? He's being ducked. You know what I mean? So it's one of those, guys. This is my list, and it's a very relevant list. And to anybody who saw this live, you are saluted, bro. You are saluted Jimmy. You are saluted MMA. You are saluted BDA, right? You are saluted BDA. And like I said, we all know what the truth is. Mexican boxing is number one. I stand on it. And it's not only because I'm saying it, it's facts. Division by division. Fight after fight. Crowd after crowd. Exciting fights after exciting fights. Laying it on the line. Laying their life on the line because they really do. They really lay their life on the line because they go make a fight. They go make the blood. They go make the violence. You know what I mean? Not like Bud Crawford, who's just right here, having vacations, being fat, getting fat every day. Earl Spence, who's on vacation, getting fat every day. All these guys who aren't doing shit. They're just getting drunk and crashing Lamborghinis. Getting drunk and crashing Lamborghinis. And the Charlos just out there abusing, looting, and shooting and polluting. That's all they're doing. They're not fighting these guys. It's sickening. Shakur, all you're doing is beating women and doing drive-by shootings and over there crip dancing all over the place and avoiding Emmanuel Navarrete. Give a man who's a killer a chance, right? On one of those. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that we gotta be out here pushing it consistently for these fighters because no one else has a voice and no one else is saying it. And yes, Sergeant, my brother Sergeant, Venado is another one. Venado Lopez is another one. It's very dysfunctional. The boxing world right now is run by scumbag, tyrants, and racists. And who are they racist against? Mexican boxers. I'm just calling it out. You know what I mean? Stand up and say the truth, guys. And again, I hate when people pander. Stop pandering to the Mexican public. Stop pandering to the Mexican public. You know what I mean? You're not going to root for, trust me, I've seen these channels, guys. Some of them are pandering to the Mexican public saying this and that, and then all they're doing is pushing Bud Crawford. All they're doing is pushing Jermell Charlo. All they're doing is pushing these other fighters in front of your face, and you're right there sitting and taking it. No, cut the crap, guys. We know what the real truth is. They're just pandering because they want to see your view. No, I'm not pandering. I'm 100% convinced of what I'm saying, and I'm 100% real about it. Like I said, Mexican boxing is number one, and I'm real about it. I'm Mexican, and that's what I like. When I see a Mexican and a black fighter, I root for the Mexican fighter 100% of the time. The Mexican fighter 100% of the time, no and ifs or buts about it. And I will continue doing the same thing, especially with these elite fighters who deserve a championship belt. They deserve the honor. You know what I mean? Salute to Julio Cesar Chavez. Salute to Julio Cesar Chavez. This is a literal left hook to the body, 1994 Julio Cesar Chavez style on you piece of shit cucks. That's all I got to say. Salute to everybody. What Rapid Combat Sports. Subscribe to my friend John Blaze. Subscribe to BDA Boxing. Subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to Sergeant, guys. Subscribe to Sergeant CCD. Subscribe to the CCD and subscribe, guys, because we're out here on the front line and we're saying it every day because we're keeping it 100% consistent. We're not fake. We're real out here. All right? That's all I got to say. If you guys disagree with this list, put it in the comment section. Who do you think should change? Who do you think shouldn't be on it? And subscribe to my friend, the Boxing Realm, who's a killer. Subscribe to my friend, the Boxing Realm, who's a killer and exposing guys. Thank you for coming in, Boxing Realm. I didn't know you were out there. Anybody I missed, you guys know I rock with you. My friend SSC, all my friends that rock out here, guys, the entire CCD. And you know what? Salute to my friends, all my friends. Salute to Dirt and salute to everybody else that we all know. My friends from the MXBC, I salute to you guys and salute to everybody. Salute to the CCD. First and foremost, though, guys. But we're out of here, guys. And salute to the Don. Subscribe to the Don's channel, too, guys. We're out, and that's my list. If you disagree, put it in the comment section. You know what I mean? Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm keeping it 100% real. Mexican boxing is number one, guys. I'm out.